This is one of those cases that truly keeps me up at night, and it has so many unanswered questions. It's the unsolved case of Russell and Shirley Dermond. Russell and Shirley lived in Putnam County, Georgia, in a gated community on Lake Oconee in this beautiful home. On May 3rd, 2014, they were supposed to go to a neighbor's Kentucky Derby viewing party, but they never showed. The neighbors called and texted, but they never received any response back from Russell or Shirley. 3 days later, the neighbors went to go check on them. There was no sign of Russell and Shirley in the home, but they went to the garage where they discovered Russell laying on the garage floor. He had been decapitated. There was no sign of Shirley, and the neighbors immediately called 911. When police arrived on the scene, they found Russell in the garage. He was wearing a white t-shirt and boxer shorts. He was laying on top of a robe, and his slippers had been kicked to the side. To set the scene, he had blood, his own blood, on the bottom of his bare feet. There was a drag path from the garage door to where his body was found, and there were also towels placed all around his body, presumably to prevent blood from going out from under the overhead garage door. Russell's hands were extremely bruised, and he had a large gash on his index finger. Around this gash, they found several hairs, and they were later tested and determined to belong to his wife, Shirley. There really wasn't blood spatter, indicating that the beheading was not what killed him. To this day, Russell's head has never been found. When police searched the home, they discovered that nothing was taken from inside the home. Their wallets and jewelry, everything that was worth money was still inside, so this wasn't like it was a burglary gone wrong. Since there was no sign of Shirley, police treated it like she was abducted, and they got the FBI involved. But she wasn't abducted at all. 10 days later, she was discovered just below the surface of Lake Oconee, and she was about 5 miles from their home. She had been weighted down with two 30-pound concrete blocks, and the medical examiner determined that she likely died from a hammer attack because she had multiple round skull fractures on her skull. Here's something of note. This gated community had a guard that was at that gate at all times, and this guard would keep track of who was coming and going. During that time, there was no one out of the ordinary that came through those gates, so police believe that there's a high possibility these assailants actually came by boat across the lake. So here's my question. Why didn't they also put Russell in the lake with Shirley? It's almost like they didn't want Shirley to be found, but they wanted Russell to be found. They wanted to send a message by taking his head. This case will always haunt me. The FBI recently posted on their FB page a $20,000 reward for anyone who has information that can help solve this case.